I have been thinking about something and I wanted to talk to you, which is the massive increase in AI capabilities and its infiltration in our lives, essentially. What does that mean for us as IT governance, risk, and compliance professionals? And are we safe? Or are we at risk of losing our jobs, our salaries, whatever we like doing most? These are things I have been pondering, and frankly, I would want to just sit down with you and share a few thoughts and see if you agree or disagree with me, and maybe to give a better perspective about whether we should stay in the field or look for something else. This is going to be an honest discussion. Let's explore. So I want to start by giving you guys some caveats just to keep in mind. I am not an AI expert by any means. I am a very basic user of certain AI tools that help my life, but by no means am I educated enough to dig deeper into the technicalities, but I still have an overview of the emergence of AI and how that affects us all, and specifically IT governance, risk and compliance professionals, because I'm in the field, so I can see it and I'm aware of what is happening. Now, what have I seen in practice? What is happening in my day-to-day job, and what is the role that AI plays in the day-to-day business as usual, let's say, operations of an IT GRC expert? What I can say is that, as I mentioned before, AI is infiltrating in our day-to-day work, in our tasks, and in our capabilities as well. We have tasks that now can be automated to a large extent through AI, facilitated. Research can be done very easily, very quickly, information review, creation of documentation, auditing to an extent has also been replaced by artificial intelligence, and then of course risk management, which is one of the three areas of IT GRC, has also been impacted greatly by AI. You can have systems that do some, if not all, of the risk management that a typical organization does with AI as opposed to with human beings. So in a nutshell, I would say that AI is quite intrusive. I mean, it doesn't take much to figure that one out. AI is definitely here to stay and is definitely doing a lot to take some of those tasks and perform those by itself. But okay, we are IT GRC professionals, or we want to be IT GRC professionals. How is AI going to affect our jobs? This is the meat and potatoes of this discussion. Are we really in danger? Should we be worried about it, or should we just take it easy and just enjoy our life? What I see from day-to-day practice is that AI is indeed able to do many of the things that relate to IT governance. So if you think about drafting policies and reviewing documentation, AI is doing a great job, if not a better job, compared to a human counterpart. At the same time, when it comes to risk management, AI is also there to replace a large part of that effort. So automating those risk assessments, re-evaluating, for instance, suppliers on a recurring basis without you as a human part of that equation having to do anything, and then monitoring for risks and reviewing those risks accordingly, perhaps even reporting those to some human entity. At the end of the GRC triad, which is compliance, you also have things like audits that have been facilitated definitely by AI. I wouldn't say completely replaced by AI, but for sure facilitated to a large extent. And I would even say that very basic audits, you can have an AI system that can do those activities and that can do those audits. We see that AI is able to take over a lot of those activities that have been traditionally linked to us as IT GRC experts and activities that make our profiles and our skill sets. So what is the outcome from that analysis, that overview, things are changing. AI is automating, is facilitating, is taking over certain tasks for sure, and things are changing quite drastically. Last year, I wouldn't be here telling you this. This year, this is the current situation. Next year, we might have a completely different story to share. We need to wait and see, but for now, this is the current situation. Again, in my opinion, based on what I see in the industry where I am, talking to people, talking to my colleagues, talking to the industry and people that are working in the same area, this is the consensus to a large extent, at least. Oh, do you feel engaged by the topic and content of this video? If you do, why not hack the like button? That's gonna be tremendous help for me and I would really, really appreciate it. While you're there, why not subscribe? It's free, it's easy, and it's gonna make me feel so good knowing that you really care about this channel. And at the end, maybe you can also hit the bell icon so that you know whenever I post a new video. So it's a win-win. Go ahead. Okay, back to the video. So then I know you're asking, Yanis, am I in danger? I am in the IT GRC field, I just joined the IT GRC field, or I want to join the IT GRC field. Am I at risk? Should I perhaps reconsider joining the area and do something else? Whether that's on technology or whether it should become a plumber, which is supposedly a hot topic right now, even hotter than most tech jobs out there, I would say for now, no. My honest opinion, at this point, as it stands, AI is nowhere near replacing IT GRC experts fully. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that some tasks are not being replaced, because that's actually what's happening. AI is taking over certain tasks and certain activities. What I'm saying is the IT GRC profession is not going to be eradicated, at least not immediately, or is not next in the list of professions that are at risk. Is this wishful thinking? Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a prophet, I cannot predict the future, but as it stands, that's what I think. Like I said, AI is taking and is managing a lot of the activities, the traditional activities that you would expect an IT GRC expert to perform. It is automating and it is optimizing our work. However, if you are asking my personal opinion, I would say that I don't foresee an AI agent that can completely replace the IT GRC professional in the near future. Think about it this way. In our industry, in our field, the consensus is that we need a person, we need a human being to be able to oversee and review our processes, to review the documentation, to review the results of an audit or of a risk management activity, and then to potentially report on those. So having an AI agent that can take over and replace 100% of those activities, I think is just not very likely just yet. At the same time, I do think that you have a lot of regulations that are either coming up or are already there, such as the EU AI Act, which dictate or which apply certain strict requirements when it comes to things like having a human being in the loop, things like discrimination, and making sure that ethics are involved so that the AI systems are working as they should. Again, I'm not saying that there's no way for that AI system or that AI agent to at some point take over, but at least there are some guardrails from a regulatory perspective. As slow as regulation is to catch up with new developments, at least there are some guardrails and there are some security measures to limit the impact of, let's say, humanless AI agents that act on their own accord without any intervention or without any reviews. I do think that those AI systems are still subject to scrutiny and to oversight. So it's not that simple to say, yes, I'm going to replace an IT GRC expert or manager and then not have them there anymore and do everything with the use of AI. Now, it is a bit of a different story when we are talking about entry-level positions, because right now I spoke mostly about IT GRC professionals and experts, but assuming that they're not super entry-level. However, if we're talking about very entry-level positions, so if we're talking about an IT GRC analyst or consultant, then perhaps this is a bit of a different story, because those activities that the IT GRC analyst, for instance, performs are way less complicated and way more business as usual, let's say, or way more automation friendly. So in that sense, those are more replaceable by AI compared to a senior executive, or at least someone that has a bit more experience or has tasks that are one level higher than basic IT GRC analyst tasks. So something to keep in mind as well. And I know it sounds scary. I would be scared if I were to consider the IT GRC area right now. I would definitely think about it very carefully. I think that's the reality of things, or at least that's what I see in practice. So, in short, how do I feel about AI and its potential threat to the IT GRC landscape? For seasoned IT GRC professionals, I would say, for now, we are not at risk. We still need to be mindful of AI and its capabilities and plan ahead, but at this point, there's no imminent threat where we will wake up tomorrow and our jobs are gone. For aspiring IT GRC professionals or people who want to transition their career in this field, then the discussion is a bit different, and I would urge you to think carefully whether joining the area at this point without a better set of qualifications or skill set is a good idea, because beginner tasks that are traditionally assigned to entry-level IT governance, risk and compliance professionals, analysts, and so on, are being replaced by AI. So be mindful of that. When making a decision, plan ahead and think ahead, whether that is something that would affect your decision down the road. One thing I know for sure, the future is going to be quite interesting, and AI is going to be in there, so brace yourselves. It's going to be a very interesting and hopefully fascinating ride as well. In any case, I'm going to be making another video very soon explaining exactly how we can face off against this threat, the AI emergence, and at least prepare ourselves a bit better so that we are better equipped to perform our activities and be fulfilled as IT GRC experts. So stick around for that. There's going to be more videos coming on that topic as well. Do you agree or disagree with what I said? Leave a comment down below. I am very curious to know, and especially if you don't agree, I am eager to hear why, and let's have an interesting and engaging discourse. There is one more video that I suggest you watch. It's this one, and that's about skills that you can use in the IT GRC space to really elevate yourself and bring yourself to the next level. Now we have AI, so why not combine those with AI and see what you get out of it? As always, stay safe and secure both in the physical and the digital world. Until next time, take care.